Welcome to the doghouse. This is going to be about bullies that bully. Sounds weird, but it's the truth. You have bullies that will stand up for other bullies, not only in Florida, all over this country. That's one of the biggest problems we seem to have with bullies. They will stand up for each other, and a narcissist will too. But once they're in the corner, them you're standing up for this person, these others will be thrown under the bus because bullies may want covered by other bullies, but in the end, they will fall because that bully will not like them in the end. You're there to be thrown under the bus, and that's exactly what will happen. I don't care if it's in Florida, Idaho, Montana, Virginia, it's all the same thing. You get people that want you to be with them that are bullies and will say, come with me, we'll do this, we'll stand up to these people. While you're being the bully, then something comes up. All of a sudden, it's like, uh, I don't know you, it's your fault, not mine. Because they will change it. A bully turns on a bully so easy. And you see it all over this country that they do that. But when you're a bully and you see the wrong and you're a bully standing up to the bully, always remember bullies hate bullies but want them to be with them. It sounds stupid, but it is true. Bullies will back bullies all the time. Look what's happening in Otter Creek and surrounding areas, just not that town. That town seems to be a really, really good town. Hello, Riker. And I'm very impressed with that town because I'm from a small town, or I'm from the middle of the desert, but small towns around me. But, and it sticks out more to me because it's coming from a small town. I don't care where it is. I haven't lived in that small town since I was 19, or that area, but you still notice it as a human being after being around it. And even there, you had bullies, but this particular one in Otter Creek has gotten a whole bunch of minions to follow him to destroy somebody that does not need destroyed. If this person really, really thought these other people were doing him wrong, he would have handled it without going on YouTube or anywhere else. And it's so obvious why you would do that. You're doing it for clicks, views, and money. It's so obvious. You're not making a story of yourself. You're making a movie, a poorly written movie, but a movie. I'm doing good, Breaker. Just enjoying the day and having some fun. Went and had my coffee at the truck stop and back home again. I go to the truck stop to have coffee about every morning. But when bullies decide they're going to help another bully, they have no clue what they're getting into. And they really don't. They think they do, but in the end, they don't. They will be thrown under the bus, no doubt. And I'll repeat that again. They will be thrown under the bus. But when bullies decide to run other people's lives, mostly why they do that is they hate themselves also. They won't admit it, but they really hate themselves and hate everybody around. If they can get followers to follow them, they will. And, you know, it's just part of life. But, I got to move around a little. But when bullies decide they can control, that is exactly what they want to do. Controlling people is very, very much in their mind. Bullies have this tendency to want to stick together because of misery. Misery does like company. Misery will find other miserable people to follow. A bully, that's all they are, is a miserable person. Miserable to themselves and miserable to everybody around them. A bully and a urinal have something in common. They both stink, but they both can be flushed. A bully, in his mind, now this isn't actually happened, but in his mind, a bully thinks they know everything because they're miserable has nothing to do with it. They know everything. If they have to spin the truth to make it look like they're in the right, they will. Yeah, you like that? Pretty true. A little flushing will get rid of a bully. But, I'm sure all of us has been. I was never bullied as a kid. I've seen it. I've seen people do that, and I've never liked it. And every one of us, be honest, knows of somebody that's a bully. Now, my brothers and sisters, that were a big family. That's a little different. We tried to bully each other all the time, but that was a little different. When we got caught, we'd be in trouble, but we still had to try. But when this one person in Otter Creek decided to create content by making a poor ass movie, which it was a poor ass movie he's making, but he thinks he's so famous. And there's others, just not him. Okay, it's not one person. They think they get to be famous and everybody will like them. How about being like who you are instead of being a pony about what's going on? Isn't it better that way? They want recognized so bad. And a lot of people don't realize that a bully is out there trying to get recognized. It's just not the hate and discontent in him at all. It's that hate and discontent is something that he lives with every day and he wants people to follow him because of it. Do they? Well, you always can get some. A certain person in Otter Creek, he gets people to follow him and they believe every word of it. But when you go back and look what happened even in court, he's starting to throw people under the bus. He is trying to protect himself. And that's what a narcissist and a bully will do. They will throw people under the bus to protect themselves. It's a sad situation we have out there that people do that. Just be kind, be loving. What's wrong with being loved? What's wrong with being around people that want to be loved? If them two had a problem anyway, he should have just ignored them to start with and not even put it out here. And like I said earlier, it's obviously for content and views. He may not say that, but it is. People aren't that stupid. Well, there's some, obviously, who follow him and give him money. How in the heck does somebody with a whole lot of money go out and say they need people to donate to them to get more money for their lawyers? And people fall for it. He's got a right to do that. Don't get me wrong. It doesn't mean it ethically right, but he has the right to do it. But to me, it's just amazing how many people will follow it. They'll look, oh yeah, he needs money. He needs money to protect himself, and yet he's buying property and he gets a lot of money off of YouTube every month. and yet he says he can't afford a lawyer. Something's wrong somewhere. That's something a bully would do, trying to make himself innocent to get other people to follow him and get money from them. Unfortunately, a lot of times it's older, not all of them, but a lot of times it's older people that will fall for that on fixed incomes and things like that. They're just living on very little money. I live on very little money, but they live on very little money, but they're so convinced this person is right that they will give their last dollar to them, and they're giving their last dollar to somebody that has a lot of money. I don't get it, but older people do fall for that a lot. Some younger ones too, don't get me wrong, but you're preying on older people when you do that. And that's what bullies do. A bully don't care where if he's going after money from you. And everybody thinks a bully, he's going out and strong arming people and putting them down. A bully can also be a bully by using podcasting channels to get what he wants. It don't have to be out front where you see it, but it can be slight. And some people on here do that slightly, but you really don't see it, but you see it. It's bullying through intimidation, bullying through I'm hurt, I need money. That's still a bullying tactic when you already have money. To me, it's bullying still. And I think more people are catching on to things like this, and they're standing up to more things like this because it's still a bully's attitude. A bully, like I said earlier, a bully don't have to go out and beat you up or push you around. There's other ways and other avenues that he can go down. A lot of times your bully is a narcissist also, so it makes it easier for them. When we decide a bully is what we need to be in life, we should be ashamed of ourselves. We should never, ever become a bully or believe in a bully. And a lot of this is believing the bully because he's going after something for content and views and maybe dollars. But you're not in the person's mind, so 100% you don't know 100% what's going on in that mind. But a bully loves company. A bully loves company for several reasons. One, if he gets caught doing something, he can throw you under the bus, or she can throw you under the bus. A bully don't want to be caught in doing wrong, so at every chance he will turn it around and say another person's doing all this stuff wrong. Well, it's him, and the other bullies following him will also do the same thing. For whatever reason in our society today, being a bully is a cool thing to be. Loving people and cherishing people is a bad thing to be now. I don't get where it changed or should change. I've seen so many good people up on here, and like I said, Otter Creek really fascinates me. I think there's some really, really good people overall. It's just a few standing out that are bad, or some that's lived there that's not so good either. One guy that don't live there anymore thinks the people in that town should die off because they're older and younger moves in. That's pathetic and sick that a person would even think that way. That's a low life of a human being. And by the way, this guy actually has a record on himself, but he's out there spewing others' records out that they've done wrong. A bully will also do that. He could be have 100 charges against him, and he wants to bully somebody, and this one had one or two charges against him that didn't mean much. He will go after them. But you better not look what I have. You look what he has. A bully tries, I mean, it's unbelievable what a bully does to have other bullies follow them. And please, anybody explain to me how a bully follows a bully and it's okay. That how does a bully get people to follow other than they're miserable also? It's just unbelievable to me that people do that. And I wasn't raised like that, so maybe. And some of these people weren't raised like that either. Some people say, yeah, they must have been raised bad. No, that's not necessarily true. Some people go off the deep end regardless of how they were raised. Some are raised bad and they follow, some are not. I knew a guy, I mean, great family. I mean, you wouldn't see anything wrong. The guy served in the Air Force for over 20 years. His family was very loved and caring, but for whatever reason, this guy went out, and I know his family didn't raise him that way, and committed an act that should have never been committed. And his ideals are just different than everybody else's in that family. So in that case, it was not he was raised wrong. It's he went down the path of wrong. And sometimes the bully does that. You can have a great family and all of a sudden one sticks out for no reason. But others do stick out because of how they're raised and what they was raised around. And an example of a bully, to me, a bully is a man or that'll beat a woman. I ever tried that as an adult. I've never ever done that. My dad would have beat me so bad for doing that. And a bully will do that. A bully has to be above everybody else. So if their spouse is out of line or whatever, they will beat them. That's a true fact that will happen. A bully just thinks the more people he gets that can bully, and sometimes when that happens, the bully will use the other bullies to do his dirty work, and the other bullies haven't got a clue in life what he's doing, and they still fall for it every time. They talk about these religious cults out there, and there's some. I'm not talking about churches, but actual cults. And they get people to follow them. A bully can do the exact same thing, get people to follow them. The only difference here, a bully's going to throw them under the bus one day. There's no doubt that that will happen. That bully is just going to destroy them because he is not going to go down with the ship, even though things may have started with him. You will be on your own, but these other bullies don't catch on to what's going on. Maybe one day they will, maybe before it's too late. This certain person has the right to do what he's doing, but ethics sometimes should take over. If you don't have ethics, and bullies don't have ethics, narcissists don't have ethics, it's all about them and nobody else. Well, I'm going to go for now. I just want a bully loves a bully. And remember, you may not be able to convert a bully, but you always can stand up to a bully. Thank you.